Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is time for the summer transfer window and hopefully we can continue to build on this squad. A lot of players coming back off loan. We don't have a lot of money, so some wheeling and dealing is going to need to be done. It's the 1st of July now. Let's go do it. And before we get into today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and let's get into it. And like I said, it is the 1st of July and we are met with the news that Baptiste Dubois is going to consider his options at the end of his contract. That is frustrating. We've paid a lot of money for him. Obviously, he's our first choice left back. He's valued between 50 and 55 million. I am going to offer him out and seeing if I can get some big money for him. I'm not sure it'll be the case. I really don't want to get rid of him, but his contract's up at the end of the season. He said he doesn't want to stay. I don't feel like we have a lot of choice in this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to offer him out now. I'm not going to transfer list him. And I'm going to be a little bit absurd. I'm going to go 80 million. I'm just going to see if anyone is about. And before we go any further, just going to go through some of the transfers that we have made. So we have brought in Thierry Small first. He came in from Southampton, £9 million. He is a left back, can play centre back, 2.5 star current abilities. Physicals are very good, very quick, pacey fullback. Mentals are pretty good and his anticipation is okay. Composure is pretty good. His off the ball needs to be worked on a little bit. He is 29, so he's not going to improve too much. First touch is 16, technique is 16, tackling at 12, passing at 14. Should be able to do a job in this side. We've also brought in two youngsters, both from Man City, Vivaldi Kalenga and Paul Hodge. Neither one much to look at. I mean, this guy's jumping reach is very poor. Stamina's decent. Natural fitness is decent. And some okay numbers. He's 18. We'll see what we can get off the back of him. 1-star current ability, 3-star potential. Again, it probably just bolster out that youth side a little bit. And Vivaldi Kalenga. Again, his physicals are slightly better. He's a bit bigger, 6'2", compared to the 5'6" of Paul Hodge. Teamwork's good. Work rate's pretty good. Again, finishing is good. 15 finishing. I'm just wondering whether he might be able to improve other areas. But to be fair, he did look a lot better than what he has shown up as. 2.5 great stars, so he probably will just sit around the youth team for a couple of years. And also we have brought in Sergio Montel from Arsenal. He is a central midfielder, can play in that attacking midfield role as well. 2-star current ability, 3-star potential. Physicals are pretty good. His balance is best. The rest are all yellows. 13 stamina, 13 strength, 11 pace. Vision is 17, teamwork of 15, composure is 16, his first touch is 14, his technique is 16, and his passing is 16. Some decent numbers there if we just look at him as a central midfielder on attack. First touch is good, long shots are 11, passing is 16. His tackling is anything that really lets him down there. So decent signing there. You can also play at right wing back as well, which I know we don't use, but maybe can possibly retrain and play a bit at right back. And Hans Kuhn from Borussia Dortmund. He is a striker, can also play on the right wing. 15 finishing, 17 first touch. He's 19 as well, by the way. His agility is 19, his balance is 16, his pace is 17. Looks like his pros, agility, speed. Potentially a Premier League standard player as well. It's just his bravery lets him down. 7 bravery. If we just look at him as a striker, as an advanced forward, dribbling, finishing, first touch, all pretty good for a 19-year-old. Passing to 10, that could do with being improved. Technique of 14, work rate of 15. His composure lets him down a little bit, but his physical is very, very good. He just can't really jump. I think he's a really good sign, and he can be the backup to Federico Perella, because I think Philip Baumann is on his way out of the club. So if Baptiste Dubois wants to leave, he came to me, asked to leave. He wants to explore his options at the end of his contract. I offered him out for 80 million. He came back to me. He said he's not happy with that. We worked out a deal of 65 million and he thinks he's been treated unfairly. So, what do we do here? Nope, he doesn't like the atmosphere. I'd like to move on as soon as possible. Just jog on, mate. 65 million pounds. That's how much he's going to go for. He's not going for a penny less. And, I mean, probably spiting myself because, like I say, he can walk away at the end of his contract. It's just I can't afford to let him go for too cheap now. Well, there's no offers coming straight away from him, which is kind of a worrying thing. So Philip Baumann has gone to Benfica for 22.5 million. We've got 4.4 million given to us for that. So we'll try and reinvest that as best we can. Bruni had an offer come in for 46 million. I think it was 37 rising to 46. He wants to leave, and this is frustrating because there's so many of our players that want to leave, and obviously we've just made the Champions League. It is not what we want. We've said we'll accept offers. I think it was of 77 million. So we'll wait and see if any offers come in for that. He's not going for any less than that. Obviously, at this point, we have a little bit more to play with Bruni. He still has 2 years left on his current deal. So like I say, no way he's going for anything cheap. 77 million is the amount that we've got him. Obviously, if he does go, it does free up £190,000 worth of wages. But central defence is not an area where we have a lot of depth in, so getting rid of him would probably be the worst move. It is the first big sale, it looks like, of this transfer window. We had another conversation with Baptiste Dubois. He was unhappy that the promise wasn't kept. So we spoke about it again. We decided to go at 55 million. Man United have come in, 55 million, straight on the nose. £150,000 of wages per week off the wage budget as well. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to accept, and we're going to have to rejig the squad a little bit. And also, I mean, we've got 30% of the transfer revenue, which means what are we going to get there? We're going to get 5.5. We're going to get about 15 million. So we'll have about 20 million in the transfer budget to reinvest. Hopefully we can find some gems. I think that's what we're going to be looking at now, trying to find some gems. Also, just to let you know, we had a takeover. Now I wonder whether I can still find it on here. It was completed sometime in June, I believe. No, it's not on there anymore. Yeah, it was taken over. Complete change of the board. They invested some money into the club, so we're back into the black now. But they still aren't improving the transfer budget or the transfer revenue. As we keep asking, we can keep trying to see what we can do. But like I say, we probably have 20 million in the bank, and we need to really reinvest this properly. I know Ewan McMillan hands in a transfer request. Absolutely fantastic. So this will be both fullbacks we'll lose. Although we had an offer coming from Liverpool for 23 million. There's no way we're selling him for that cheap. We brought him in. We spent 12 and 3/4 million on him. He's been very consistent for us, but there is no way that we're selling him realistically for any less than 30. It is really frustrating because teams are ripping apart this side now. And like I said, yeah, we just wish we had some more of the transfer revenue because we could really be reinvesting this properly. But at the minute, again, if we get rid of him for 30 million, we're going to get, what, 10 million from it? Really not enough to be challenging and to really be successful in the Champions League. And in a nice bit of news for Villa fans, Ali Samata comes back to the club, this time as a scout. Hopefully he can find us some gems from Africa. Like I said, this is kind of where we're looking now. We have got a deal on the table to bring in a right fullback from Portsmouth, and that is Paul Alexei. 16.75 million. As you saw with Ewan McMillan, we spent 12.75 on him. We're probably going to treble our money on that. This guy, if you look at him, he's 18 years of age. If you just look at what we play, an inverted wingback on support on that side. So his dribbling's 11, first touch is 12, marking and passing all pretty good. Technique is the only thing that's just below a yellow. Work rate of 15, decision making of 14, determination of 20. That is very impressive. Stamina of 16, balance of 16, acceleration of 14, agility of 13, composure of 12. Some decent numbers there, and he's got that 5-star potential. I really think he could fulfill that at this club. He came through at Portsmouth. He's only played 2 league games in the Championship. Very surprised because he's going to come in. He's probably going to play a lot of games this season with the amount of competitions we've got. So hopefully we can get that over the line. But we are just waiting on the transfers out of Ewan McMillan and Baptiste Dubois. Those obviously will fund that move. And a little bit of personal news. We've been offered the England job. I've turned it down. I'm not a big fan of being an international manager on this. As seen with one of my experiments recently, I'm not a massive fan of it. So we've turned it down. We're just going to concentrate on what we're doing here. One thing we are going to look at before some of these players leave as well, we're going to have a look at the season preview for this coming year. We're predicted to finish 8th, so we're still in that 50-1 range. Still Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, West Ham, Man City, Liverpool, all above us. So we need to make some moves. Obviously, the moves we're making aren't great, and we're potentially going to be losing players. Although the players that we were going to be losing, they haven't moved yet. Ewan McMillan and Baptiste Dubois have been hanging on for dear life. So just kind of waiting now to see if we're going to be able to get anything and whether they're actually going to move on, because obviously that will impact the transfer of Paul Alexis from Portsmouth, because if they don't leave, he doesn't come in this summer. And just as I say, the first player has gone. Ewan McMillan is going to Barcelona, a deal worth £44.5 million, 10.25 going to the transfer budget, and hopefully we can reinvest that in the correct places. And it's not going to improve the squad because we're going to really miss Ewan McMillan, as we're going to miss Baptiste Dubois, but hopefully we can make the right signings, bring in some young players, bring them through slowly. We've got players like Daniel, we've got players like Fabio Costa that can probably fit into the squad this year. Wasn't the way we wanted to go this summer, but we're in such a bad position with a lot of players wanting to leave that there's only so much you can do to hang on to some of these guys. And Ewan McMillan, £44.5 million, like I say, came in for 12.75, very consistent, 7.02, 7.17, 6.97, few assists in there as well, and it's disappointing to see him leave. And Baptiste Dubois is on his way out now as well. £14.5 million to the transfer budget, £55 million move for him. We have gone in for two left backs. I'm just going to show you them now. Aniset Yeo from Mimosas and Richard Kenneth from Olympia for 250,000 and 825,000. Aniset Yeo, if you look at his numbers here, I mean, just looking at him as a wing back, he's marking, I mean, could be anything up to 16. He's tackling as well, up to 16. Work rate 12 to 18. Teamwork is 18 to 20. Determination 13 to 18. Decision making 13 to 19. Stamina 12 to 18. Pace 12 to 17. I had a look at him. He's wanted by Leicester, PSG, and Porto. He's currently shown up as 2.5 gold stars, possibly 4, up to 5-star potential. Someone that I was going to wait on him, but the fact that he's wanted by some of these clubs as well, I've made the move for £250,000 and a £4,900 per week wages. I couldn't really miss out on that. And Richie Kenneth as well from Olympia, £825,000, £9,000 a week wages. Again, acceleration 13 to 17, stamina 15 to 19, his work rate 11 to 15, determination 16 to 19, technique 13 to 17. He could have some good numbers in here, and he's got that potentially to be a really good player. So we're going to look at bringing them in, and let's be honest, even if we bring them in for that much and they're not as good as we first think, we can definitely sell them for probably 10 times the amount if we've brought them. So I think it's a win-win situation. So Paul Alexis has signed from Portsmouth, £16.75 million, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. Just looking at him as well, let's say we move on to that inverted wing back on support. Some decent numbers there. We'll look to get his technique up, look to get probably he's off the ball up as well. Physicals are pretty good. Obviously, it's just his jumping reach that lets him down. Hopefully, we won't have to worry about that too much. But he's going to be straight in the side. Portsmouth wanted him back, but the position we're in, I don't think we can afford to send him back. So he'll be coming in to the 25-man squad, is it? 23-man squad, and he's probably going to get a lot of game time this season, as I said earlier. Yusuf Fofana comes in, 35-year-old veteran midfield, that 2.5-star current ability. It was a simple deal, really, when you think about it. 14 first touch, 11 long shots, 15 passing, 13 tackling, 12 technique. Physicals are okay, obviously he's lacking in pace. Natural fitness is still good at 15. Teamwork 13, vision 14, work rate 15. Some okay numbers in there, and he just bolsters up that central midfield area. We obviously have, we look at our central midfield, Hudson Enrique, Wubishet Tunjo, and then we have the likes of Jose Werison, Kian Thomas also in there as well. So we've got a lot of players, but just for £25,000 a week, can't really go wrong. It really does strengthen that up. And if we just look at the squad depth now, goalkeeper, we look okay. Left back, we've got Paez, we've got Daniel. Thierry Small can play there as well. Giuseppe Gaspar de Sommer, can also play there as well. Centre back, Suarez, Bruni, Brown. Tulio can drop back there as well. Right back, Costa's there. Paul Alexis. Seekers there as well. Defensive midfielders, we've got Tulio, we've got Neto, we've got Fofana who can play there as well. Central midfielders, Suarez can play central midfield. Hudson Enrique, Wubishet Tunjo, Martin Neto, Tulio are all there. Obviously Fofana fits in there as well, as does Kian Thomas. On the left, Thomas Costell, Ryan Dunn, Camilo Paez. Daniel can also play there on the left. And on the right, Hudson Enrique, Nikika Raj, Ryan Dunn, Federico Perilla can also play on the right as well. And up front we have Federico Perilla. Wubishet Tunjo obviously can fill in up there as well. So can Fabio Costa. So can the new boy as well. I haven't got his name down, properly yet. Hans Kuhn can also play there as well as playing out on the right hand side. So I think we've got enough depth. There's a lot of these players, if you just look down, they can play in multiple positions, and I think that's ideal. You look here, just to get rid of some of these trial players as well, just get them off the screen a second. So Li Xiao can play all up that right hand side. Sika can play right back or centre back. Alexi just can play on that right hand side. Suarez can play defend or central midfield. Jamie Brown and Harold Bruni central defenders. Thierry Small can play left back or centre back or left midfield as well. Daniel can play all up that left side. Tulio can pretty much play in that central role, defensive midfield. Yusuf Fofana can do the same. Werison and Neto can play central midfield. And you look towards the strikers. Fabio Costa can play right back, right midfield, centre midfield, right wing, striker. Wubshit Tunja can play in that central midfield, attacking midfield, or striker. So can Mark Hart. Federico Prilla can play on the right or up front. Camilo Paez can play down that left hand side, anywhere down that left hand side. Anthony Russell can play on the left. He's training to play on the right as well. So there's a lot of depth in here, and hopefully we can use that to our advantage when we're swapping and changing, and we're going to have a lot of games, as I said before, and we just need to make it count with some of these players. And as we expected, some of the big clubs have gone in for Anicet Yeo. Liverpool and Man City have made offers as well, so hopefully we can get him to make a decision. I'm not going to talk to him because that can upset him. I really hate that option. Thought it was a good option when it first came about. Now you talk to them and you just end up upsetting them, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Hopefully we can get the deal over the line, but I feel like it's one of those, and I don't know how the game will process this. If he wants to play, come to us because he'll get more game time. If he goes to Liverpool or Man City, he's not obviously going to get the game time straight away. But obviously Liverpool League champions, we're all in the Champions League, so that is there for him for any of the clubs that have offered. So we've just got to hope now that he makes a decision to come to us. What I have also just done is offered him a little bit more money on his contract. I've upped it to £8,000, 10,000 after he's played 10 games for us. I think we may just be in a bidding war now to see if we can get him. And it's no surprise we missed out on Anicet Yeo. He's going to join Liverpool. Is he going for £800 a week? That is ridiculous. If that's the case, let's just jump forward one day and have a quick look. There's no way he's going to be on that little wage, surely. Is he? See if he's come up now. Still waiting on a work permit, so we'll have a look when he makes the move at where he fits in. Very disappointed to miss out on him. I thought we got in early enough, but clearly not, and it joins the Premier League champions. So we got Richard Kenneth, 18-year-old fullback. He was the second choice really of the two that we were going for, but we get him in £825,000, £9,000 wages. Let's have a look at his full numbers when he comes in. 2-star current ability, 4-star potential, potentially a Premier League standard player. If we just look left back as a fullback on attack, crossing's pretty poor, first touch is okay, marking, passing are okay, technique's pretty good, work rate's okay, determination's good, stamina's good, physically he's okay apart from his jumping, read, anticipation 10. There's some okay numbers there. Hopefully we can improve on that. He's already valued between 13.5 and 16 million quid, so I feel like even if he doesn't hit the standards that we really want him to, I think we could make some money off him. So we've been bringing in a lot of youngsters. Bravan Lizcano is coming in as well. Hardly any money for him. I mean, look at him. For a 17-year-old Colombian, physically very, very good. Mental's pretty good. I mean, he's a right full-back. If you look at him as an inverted wing-back on support, look at some of his numbers. Dribbling's good. His first touch is good. Marking and passing needs a little bit of improvement, but again, he's 17. Tackling 10, technique 11, work rate, teamwork 11 and 14. He's off the ball, he's in single figures as well. That needs improving. But acceleration 15, stamina 17, pace 13, natural fitness is 16. I think he could be a very, very good signing, and we have brought him in for £475,000 on a £3,800 a week contract. We have also seen Martin Neto go out as well. We have sold him for 17.75 million, rising to 20 to Al Ittihad. I know I said I brought Yusuf Fofana in, and I said about having the strength in depth in that central midfield area, but honestly, he's 31. I think it was a good deal for us. We paid a lot of money for him. He's done well for us while he's been here, but I think it was the right move to make. And we're now just searching through. We've got 20 million. We've got a lot of wage budget. I mean, even just moving a little bit of that across, 24 million, a little bit of wage budget to play with. just trying to find that next sign in there and who it's going to be, and it's not going to be any of these two for 130 million and 84 million, unless we could do a deal and, you know, pay 20 million up top for Ben Sesko. But 31, what would I want to do that for? I hit stop recording, and I'm going to hit start recording because Franco Bellino, who's a defensive midfielder, can play central midfield as well, 27 years of age, 4-star current ability, and we could pick him up for between £6 and £8 million. And you know what? That is an absurd amount of money. Peter Costell as well from Victoria Pleasant, right winger or striker here down the bottom. I've been keeping a close eye on him. £7 million we can pick him up for. 5-star potential, 18 years of age, 2.5-star current ability, dribbling of 17, finishing of 16, first touch of 17, acceleration of 16, his pace is 15. I think this guy could do a job for us. I mean, even as a backup, he looks so good. It looks like they're two players that we might go in for. Like I said, if we can get both of these for a combined, £15 million, I think we've done some really good business there. So it is game day. Peter Costell has just joined this morning. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. We've paid £7.25 million release clause for him. So it looks as if the side is going to look a little bit like this for the opening game of the season. I'm actually going to make a couple of changes to what I was going to go with, and I'm going to give Peter Costell a chance on the bench. So we've got a few injuries and food poisoning there for Peter Wadsworth, Fabio Costa, Peter Wadsworth and Jamie Brown all out with knocks. Thierry Small is out as well. So that means that the squad for the first game of the season is going to be Tamarick in goal. The back four is going to be Daniel at left back, Suarez and Bruni at centre back, Alex on the right, so both fullbacks are new. Tulio sat in front of them, Tony Joe, Hudson, Enrique. That trio, look at that, look at those lines, absolutely beautiful stuff. Thomas Costell is on the left, Nikiko Rogers on the right, and Federico Perella is up front. I'm guessing the Costells aren't brothers, are they? Because they're both regens, so I would presume that even if they are, they wouldn't be relatives. It doesn't seem to be that way as well. I think they've got about 8 years on each other, I think. So Thomas Costell is 27, Peter Costell is 18, so 9 years difference here. But like I said, these numbers 17, 16, 17, I am very excited. If he can get some of this pace going as well, very excited to see what he can produce. I think, did I start him training? I'm going to start him training on his passing as well, I think, just to see if I can get a bit of improvement on that. It's the only number in what he does that really worries me, to be honest. Although, I suppose if I can get his quickness up a little, I might start with his quickness, get his pace and acceleration up, because I think he could be an unstoppable player, especially if he gets really, really quick. Hans Kuhn as well, 14, 15, 17, so some decent numbers there. I might bring them both. I might move Tulio up top and play two up top in the second half, depending on how we're doing, because I want to give both these guys a game, because I feel like these are the future. 4.5-star potential, 5-star potential. I feel like both these could do brilliant jobs. And obviously with Kian Thomas as well, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. He did a really good job for us last season, 17 years of age. Hopefully he can continue to do the job. So all the talking's done. One thing actually before all the talking is done, and let's check, after losing some of those players, where are we? We're still 8th, we're still 50 to 1. Let's get into it, let's go. And we are underway here in our first league game of the season. Not as full strength as we would like, but I think it's time to see how some of these new boys bed in. And some of the lone players as well, like Daniel, new player. Ball in for Perella, he's hit the outside of the post. And there was speculation linking him with a move away to Manchester United for in excess of £80 million. I have said that I will listen to offers. If they're going to come in with £80 million, it's obviously going to upset Perella. So we have to be very careful of what we do. But if they come in with £80 million plus, it's something we're definitely going to have to look at. Corner kick now. Keiki with the ball in. Suarez heads it away. Kuhn picks it up. It's 2-on-2. Hans Kuhn now. Gives it to Costell. Thomas Costell. Down the line. Can he get to the byline? Can he pull it back? He does pull it back, and Kuhn's there. And Hans Kuhn makes it 1-0 off the bench. 65 minutes on the clock. 20 minutes into his debut. And it was started by Kuhn. It was finished by Kuhn. And what a signing he could be. Lovely pick of the pass there to give it to Costell. And then he just gets away from his man at the far post. Costell to the byline. Drills it across. And it's a simple tap in for the young striker. And it's 1-0. Alex, with the throw-in into Enrique, who slots it in at the near post, 2-0, and it's been a very, very drab first half, but 2 goals in a couple of minutes here in the second half kills the game off, and with 23 minutes to play, it is 2-0. Alex with the throw-in, Enrique touches it past his man, and then just beats the keeper at the near post. Alex with the throw again, cleared away. It's going to be picked up by Bruni. Bruni now just taking his time, gives it into Tunjo. We have knocked the time wasting up, knocked the tempo down, knocked the passing as short as it can go as well. Rog infield towards Enrique, into the box, shots blocked, falls to Thomas Costell, who gets a goal to go with his assist. It's 3-0. We've scored 3 goals in 4 minutes, and absolutely tore Bournemouth apart here at the Vitality Stadium, well, at the Eddie Howe Stadium, sorry. Nikita Raj infield towards Enrique, in between the defenders. The shot was blocked brilliantly, but Thomas Costell just had the simple job of tapping into an empty net. It's 3-0. Fitzjim with the corner kick on the far side. Outswinger. Bullet. Suarez heads it away. Minella can pick it up into Reyes. Back to Fitzjim. Squares it across. Kiss taps it in. And it's going to count. It's 3-1. It's a poor goal to concede. It's their first real opportunity as well. Fitzjim with the corner kick. It was headed away. I thought the counter tap might be on again as we got the first goal. But Minella into Reyes. Fitzjim, first time ball across and Kiss there just to tap in. It's poor goalkeeping from Tamarit, really. Should have got, well, he got down to it. Should have really kept it out. It's 3-1. Thomas Costell with the corner kick, whipped in. Suarez! Juan Carlos Suarez glances it into the far post. 4-1. Brilliant corner kick from Costell. He has had the game of his life today. 2 assists, 1 goal. And an excellent corner right onto the Suarez. Got away from his man. Glances it into the far corner. 4-1. And we've come out, first day of the season, 4-1 victory, 3 goals in 4 minutes. Hans Kuhn, Hudson Enrique and Thomas Costell getting those 3 goals. The fourth also scored by Juan Carlos Suarez on 83 minutes. Danilo Kiss got one back on 76, but for the most part we dominated. 2-1 on shots, nearly 2-1 on shots on target as well. 1.91 XG plays a 0.79 XG. We weren't particularly great until we got that first goal, and then our XG just sort of excelled away. But job is done. Thomas Costell 9.1 from left wing. Hans Kuhn coming off the bench scoring on his debut. Peter Costell was a little bit invisible after coming on, but we did the job moving to those 2 strikers. We did the job. We got it done. It is a 4-1 victory, and that is a great way to start this season. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Brighton game off camera. We're going to come back on transfer deadline day, where the UEFA Champions League group stages are going to be drawn. We're going to do that draw, and then we're going to play through the month of September. Watford, Chelsea, Arsenal. There's a Carabao Cup game in there. There's a game against Leicester. There's probably going to be some Champions League games as well. So we're going to just have a look how many games there is. As it stands at the minute, there is going to be 5 games. There may be 7 or 8 with the Champions League. We'll see how many there is, and we'll play a bulk of them. We'll get some Champions League game in as well, because like I say, it's the first time we'll have Champions League in this save. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time when we get in to this season and hopefully can keep progressing and do better than, well, I say do better than we did last year. That gives us second or first, but hopefully we can continue to do well at this club, and hopefully with the finances that you see here, 74 million in the bank, the club can start trusting us with some money and we can start reinvesting it in some top quality players.